All right, have a great show.
Arrived. Okay, close that door, baby.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh. You are now listening to an all women's podcast. Maybe I can't relate. Maybe I can't relate.
What's good? What's good? And welcome to another episode of Maybe I Can't Relate. I am your host, Anni Loc, as I like to call myself, your hostess with the mostest. Even though that's not technically English, it's not technically anything, but I think you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so today's show is sponsored by King's Castle ENT. You can find more information about King's Castle Entertainment at kingscastleent.com. And we're also sponsored by Anni Loc Beauty. At Anni Loc Beauty is the Instagram currently. AnniLoc.com is due to launch again in this month, actually, because today is July the 1st. So it's launching July 29th, which is actually my birthday. So really excited about that. And it's actually landed on a Tuesday too. So it's not a journey, but you know what I'm saying? Like the website is launching again. I sell clothing and all kind of things like that. So it's going to be a wellness situation. And I just don't want to talk about it. So I'm just going to let it speak for itself when it gets here because I'm really not going to be speaking about it too much, even though that is a follow me on Instagram. Also, let me get a little closer because voice it was skipping a little bit. I don't like to strain my voice, you guys. I know it sounds like I'm being all like sexy, but I'm not doing that on purpose. It's my natural. Okay, I promise. So today we're gonna be talking about Ozempic. Like, have y'all heard about Ozempic? It's like the magic Hollywood drug. It's like Hollywood's biggest kept secret, except for it's a horribly kept secret. It's not much of a secret at all. Like people to lose weight. Ozempic is causing people to, but it's not really, it wasn't meant to be a diet drug. And over the last few months, it's really exploded because so many people are using Ozempic um, that diabetics who actually need it are saying that they're not able to get it. Is word of mouth these days. Everything is social media. Everything is social media. So they saying on social media basically that people who really need this diabetic drug are not getting it. So some other names for Ozempic is Wigori, I guess, like Wigori and then Manjaro. But either way, I just found out I didn't realize it was a shot. So I guess it's a prick or I don't know. When you say a shot, I'm thinking it's an actual injection. Because I know diabetics are used to taking needles. They be having to like poke themselves sometimes with needles. So I don't know if it's similar to that, but basically it's a shot. And I heard one lady saying she didn't even know she was on it, that her doctor was giving it to her and she didn't know she was on it. So I don't know how much I believe that, but that's what Chelsea Handler was saying when I was doing the research on this. That's what she said in an interview. So this is a anti-diabetic medication. It helps blood sugar levels and it's for managing risk of cardiovascular disease. That's what Ozempic is supposed to be for. How did it become a magic pill? That people use so much. I think I know how. Hollywood. Is this, is that. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like certain people that just because they could afford it, like, you never know how many people have like much baby oil he had. Like, why do you need that much? We thought it was some big operation going on, but like 10,000 of them. So I feel like that's why the Ozempic is kind of disappearing. Well, not disappearing. I guess they say it's a shortage of it. And you keep hearing me say I guess, because everything is allegedly and for entertainment purposes. I just want to say that on this show, just as a disclaimer. But at the end of the day, I do talk serious shit, and I do talk serious. I do give serious information, like based on what I saw, and you got to be careful when you research. Like, I can tell you the chemical in Ozempic is called semaglutide, and that's the the anti-diabetic med that's inside of the pill. And I can give you all this information, but certain things kind of came off of word of mouth and seeing one out there. And basically people say that like they forget to eat. It slows the digestion. Supplements that already make you not want to eat. Isn't there already other dietary things that people take to kind of like slow the digestion without taking something that you don't really need, without taking for the rest of your life? You could. So everybody's going crazy about this Ozempic thing. I want to read a couple tweets. Well, not really tweets. I had some jokes on here. Really, the jokes were funny that I was looking at about Ozempic. However, there's like certain stars who've spoken out about semaglutide drugs, which is like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Manjaro. And Amanda Bynes, like, what weight did she lose? I don't know. So I hope to get down to like 130, which would be awesome. So I look better in paparazzi pictures. Journey, of course. But you had like Rosie O'Donnell, you had like Renee Graziano, just different people who I guess they're kind of like a fan of unnatural things in a way. So like if that's up your alley, that's to me unnatural, of course, because it's a drug. So with any drug, I would want to be unsure about it. Not that I'm considering taking it, but I was wondering, like, okay, is this shit addictive or something? But some of the side effects can be nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, and the weight comes back like within a year. So anytime you lose weight anyway, this is the problem with, I think this is the problem with Ozempic. I'm gonna say that, but I do want to say this. This is the problem with these with these medications and with any kind of, who am I to say surgery is a problem? Who am I to say the fact of the matter is when you use something to get rid of the weight that you have, you still have to do something to stay in shape. So, what do people take this? I heard you say a person can lose their appetite. So, is it for obese folks? Um, yeah, a person that's obese. Yeah. And I would say adjust. It's important to have some type of plan in order. It's not about being lazy. Now, when you do it, that's when people mess up, when they do it because they're being lazy. Like a lot of the BBL girls, they doing their thing. They on treadmill. I'm not saying you got to kill yourself. You ain't got to be a damn up still. And we learned that about 10 years ago. Years ago, horrible. So it's gonna get rid of your weight. But then what are you gonna do when you don't want to take it no more? Signing up to take any drug, they care if they match. In the, because on the runways, they're kind of the Ozempic runway because it's going back to like all thin models, and there was like a big movement for women to be included, like different size women to be included on the runway. So like Tyra Banks, for example, was a or not, she was a plus size model because she was a size 9. So I heard that the runways, like the largest size on the runway was like, it's just like their clothes are starting to get smaller again, and it's starting to be kind of like a Ozempic runway is kind of the in the 90s before they started chic. That's what they used to call it. It was the heroin chic runway. And the women looked like they were on drugs. so skinny and just so slinky and like looking anorexic. You know, of course, like they were the supermodels of the time when I was full of girls. A lot of female energy, and that's what today's show is about. Female. Before we get into that, before we get into today's, please hold. Yeah, you listen. Energy, how to harness your feminine energy and all of that stuff. We are about to hop into Fashion Police. Let's go with Fashion Police.
And that is the sound of the Fashion Police, brought to you by Anni Loc from Anni Loc Beauty.
She has 2 Fendi purses and a silver Lexus.
I hear her hair's insured for $10,000.
I hear she does car commercials in Japan.
Her favorite movie is Varsity Blues.
One time she met John Stamos on a plane.
And he told her she was pretty.
One time, she punched me in the face. It was awesome.
That's right. If I punch you in the face during Fashion Police, it's going to be fucking awesome. If I detain you or put you in handcuffs, it's going to be fucking awesome. If we give you compliments, then just go ahead and walk your walk. And you know what I'm saying? Just thank us later, because we are the Fashion Police.
So we are here, loves, and I'm here with the Fashion Police. Let's get right into it. We're going to be judging some of y'all favorite celebrities on the red carpet. This week is the Tonys. And first on the red carpet, we got Zoe Saldana. She had on a very nice tablecloth. You know, I feel like her stylist, her team, or herself already knew what the theme of the awards was going to be. Because if you notice, her dress matches perfectly with the background. Like, her dress matches perfectly with the peach colored background. I am not usually a fan of like stockings. It looks like she's got on some type of 1940 stockings, and you know, good for her. But it's a very basic outfit for me. It's not good or bad. Since she has my name, she is straight. Okay, Zobo in the chat, Zobo69. When I first seen Zobo, I thought it was Zoe, honestly, Zoe Boy. Megan came to the Tony Awards like she just jumped out of a damn bush. Titties popped out. Girl, put the things away. I did not like this look. Like, it was just a little too exotic for me, even though I'm a fan of the green with the red hair. Like, I done told y'all that before. I love the green with the red hair. I'm not a fan of the full boob cleavage. Next on the red carpet at the Tony Awards was somebody named Drew Starkey, and he had on a 1995 suit. I think he needed to take that suit back wherever he got it from, because I'm not feeling it. The tablecloth tie was very nice. You know, it's a nice touch. I'm not going to hate on the piece by itself, but as a whole, this is a whole fucking mess. It's 1993 Master P get up. If it's not Master P, it's Jim Carrey, Liar Liar, because this ain't the fucking truth. It's not. You're not him with this on. You could be, you might be him. You know, you might be him, but with this on, You're not. This is literally what John Ramsey wears in every fucking interview. Like, you got on an outfit of an 80-year-old man, and we're not taking it back to 1990 right now. We're just not. He looks like an old Dick Van Dyke episode. I'm just saying. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for being a friend, Mr. Rogers. Wow. Now, next on the red carpet, it wasn't really a red carpet, but it was the elite carpet. This is the superior carpet. Let me give it the proper term, okay? In the fashion world, this is the superior carpet. So I had to check it out before I got on the show, but this is theater. You know, mostly people who are into theater and, you know, music, and they put on the shows and stage performances. You got Miley Cyrus here. She's a very famous person. I wanted to say something nice about her before I point out her freaking bangs and how they're chopped crooked, and I just don't understand them. But I do, I get it, but I don't understand why. Like, it's art in a way. However, you know, leave those bangs on the runway. Like, leave those bangs on the runway. I know she doesn't walk the runway, but that's like, you know, sometimes people try to take these looks from the runway and they're like, okay, yeah, this might work for me, or maybe that's just who she is, and I'm not trying to hate on her, but no. She looks conservative. I love the dress. The bangs, like I told y'all last week, like you gotta have a certain amount of confidence to wear bangs. And Miley Cyrus is definitely a person with a lot of confidence. Next on the red carpet of the Tonys was Cynthia Erivo. And she sported her usual bull. Oh my God, I took so long to say what I was going to say after bull. It sounds like I'm trying to say bullshit. Like, I'm not trying to say she be on bullshit, because she definitely serves. Like, she serves, but she wears this piece of jewelry in her nose. So it's the lady from Wicked. She wears the little piece of jewelry in her nose. Anyway, she had on some ensemble today. I mean, at the Tony Awards, and girl, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say about clothes on her, because she just gives this vibe of like so much confidence of like, you know what? I can just be naked. I can just be naked. I will be, you know, yeah, like I don't know. Like, somebody said that. Somebody in my comments said that that's some Caesar type shit. It looks like that plastic I hang up when I paint. Oh, deep digs on the high fashion world. So my listeners, you know, I love getting to blame y'all, right? My listeners said that looks like the stuff that he paint with, but he don't know nothing about fashion. Forgive him. Now, I ain't the smartest person in the world, but I do know a little bit about fashion. So Julia Fox was on the carpet at the Tony Awards, and she was wearing some nude outfit, and it had like hair inside of it. And it was just so cringy to me, because she had this hair like covering, it's supposed to be covering her nipples, I think, but it's not. It's giving full Bianca Censori, but I'm sorry, like, Bianca does it better. Like, nobody asked for nudity without the chance to kick Kanye out. You know, they relish in that opportunity because they're waiting for a reason anyway. You know, so like no. So somebody said strip club. One of my listeners said strip club. Listen, it's the hair for me. It's the hair. Like, so next on the red carpet is Elle Fanning. And deep breath. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, Mrs. Fanning. Miss Fanning. Get your ass off this rug and go and change into something else. it's just not right. Like the way that the red hit with the shoes, it's like they tried, but you need a jacket or something over it. You need another red piece to top it off. I would say a hat because that would have been wacky, but that still would have evened it out and made the look symmetrical. Even with the way that the bottom fans out, when you have a fanned out dress like that, like you just want to like keep the color neutral in the middle. If you needed that color, you need something to match it. So it's like, okay, shoes, fine. Lipstick, that wasn't enough. So like, I ain't really doing hit or miss, but this look was just a miss because of the way that they put it together. It's a very pretty dress. And I mean, the belt is a belt. Somebody said it's a funeral. I just got depressed. Yeah, like the vibe isn't bright. And next on the carpet, next on the Tony Awards carpet, I keep being about to say the red carpet because, you know, I'm used to doing red carpets, but this carpet wasn't red. So I don't want to call it a red carpet. I don't want to disrespect the superior carpet that these people came out looking gorgeous on. So Jenny Ortega was on the Tony Awards carpet. And I'm going to ignore her hair because I don't got time for that. This dress is the prettiest dress I've ever seen in my life. Like when I seen this dress, I just love this dress. Like it's something about the rushed like materials that I always like anyway. And then this just looks like she just washed up to shore. Like that's like some Pocahontas stuff. Like, you know, we might have to see who makes this dress and try to get this dress for me. That's what I might need to do. Because I try not to be biased. Like I don't look up the designers all the time. Sometimes I get interested or I might want a closer look at at like what the dress is, or because I'll be confused sometimes. Like, why the hell are you wearing this? So sometimes I want to take a closer look and then it'll be a reason behind it. Like the fashion really is art. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your comments. Okay. Thank you for your comments. But yeah, sometimes I look a little deeper and then I can get like more of an understanding of like why they wore it or what the designer had in mind and like what the piece is really about, the material. Sometimes you get closer and it's made of something that you didn't even think it was made of. Somebody said she could have used some baby oil on them knees. Itchy knee, dry knees, Chinese. Look at these. Did you guys used to do that rhyme? That's like a bad rhyme. That's like, ooh, gonna get a whooping if you get hurt doing that. Because you know what look at these means, right? All right. So anyway, next on the red carpet, on the Tony Award carpet, we have Doja Cat. And she was wearing something that made her kind of look like a fish, kind of made her look like a mermaid, but it kind of made her look like an elegant trophy. And I really didn't understand the outlining of her legs, but I didn't have time to go and look into the piece. However, it is a very intricate and uniquely designed jingamathig. Yeah. However, like all the glitter is good. For me, sequins is not good, but glitter, you get a thumbs up from me. With Doja, like she's just always looking like a cat, though. You know what I'm saying? And then she's got like the imprint of her. I don't know if the dress is made with the imprint of her vajayjay right there. But yeah, she was showing her Doja Cat. She was showing her Doja Cat. But I will say that wig, like when I used to sell those wigs, that was like a best-selling wig. Hers is not a wig. I can tell it's her real hair. I do hair. The cat have to show her cat. Well, I don't know what she has to do. I think she does what she wants to do. Very much so. So today, y'all, I have a serious topic that I want to talk about with you guys. I know I say that every week, but listen, I have a serious topic that we got to talk about. I took notes. Hold on. I took notes. Okay. Because I'm going to help you, help me, help us. And I'm going to help we. Okay. Today's show, my lecture to you, is about feminine energy. And I will say that I have to line up some guests. Okay. I got a few people who already agreed to come and be a guest on the show. So when I have a guest on the show, the lineup is going to be a little different. We're still going to do Fashion Police, but I'm pretty much going to cater it toward my guests and, make sure that the vibe is theirs to, really, really vibe with. And we're going to, kind of get to know them, maybe play some games and have some conversation and that type of thing. But today is you and me. Today is you and me. Time for me to go. Y'all ain't ganging up on me with that femininity stuff. Oh yeah, it's going to get really feminine in here. We are decentering men at this moment. So I want you to decenter men. That means that you're not worried about your boo thing. You're not worried about your husband, your boyfriend, anything like that. Ladies, I want you to take a deep breath. Breathe out, okay? That breath wasn't deep enough. Take a deeper one, bitch. I'm going to wait. Okay, some of you guys smoke a lot of weed. Or some of y'all vape too much. So I ain't worried about no damn man. Are you serious right now? That's good for you. But we ain't the man haters. We ain't the he, she, man, woman haters or whatever the fuck they're called. So we're going to talk about feminine energy today and how you can be more feminine. So I think I'm already like an expert on this because I'm a Leo and I think I'm an expert on like anything that I know a lot about. So today we're going to cultivate qualities. We're going to talk about cultivating qualities that are associated with feminine traits. Okay. My chat is distracting me a little bit, y'all. Let me go ahead to the chat before I start ignoring it. Because shout out to everybody in the chat. I want to give a shout out to everybody listening on Facebook. I want to give a shout out to everybody tuned in on YouTube. Shout out to all of my listeners on BFAM 109.6. Big old shout out to y'all. Let me read these comments here. So, if I call a woman the B word, I don't understand that. That's not a full sentence. Next. So I call a woman that B word, I'll be wrong. I don't know if you're going to be wrong or right. You be the judge of whether you're wrong or right. Let your God be the judge of whether you're wrong or right. Why are you on a female platform asking if you're wrong or right? Why? I don't mean to get an attitude with you, sir. But please, you know it'll be wrong. See, sometimes when you already know the answer to a question, you play silly games, you get silly prizes. So no, we're not ganging up on nobody with the femininity stuff, but let's hop right into it. So like when you have feminine traits, you want to just like be mindful and understand what it is that you're trying to cultivate. So anything that you're trying to get better at, you have to kind of learn about it. So that's what today's show is going to be about. Some of the qualities that are associated with feminine traits are grace, gentleness. Grace means that you give leeway. Like you're not about to just choke somebody out like a dude at a fucking pool hall. You're not about to break the pool stick, and you give grace. You're not automatically like Judge Judy. Okay? And I'm not saying she's wrong. She's in a very masculine position. She's a petite little woman. Like, she's old now, but I'm saying, like, Judge Judy, that's not feminine to be. I mean, it's more feminine. Let's talk about what things are. I don't want to be negative. So it's feminine to have grace. Gentleness, that means that you're not rough about things. You pay attention to how you sit things down. You pay attention to how you walk. You pay attention to how you speak. Right now, I'm trying to make myself speak louder because I want to give y'all a lot of energy. And at the same time, I want you to be able to hear me. So gentleness, like just be mindful of being gentle, even if nobody else is around. Like if you have to, when you're lighting your candle, light your candle, put it down gently. Like I just put my water bottle down pretty gently, just being a girl. It's almost like if you tell a feminine man who kind of feels like a girl or wants to be a girl, if you tell a dude like act like a female, then they're going to do all of this prissy stuff. They're going to be like, oh. So like you as a woman, if you feel like you kind of rough, then you need to be mindful if you're trying to have these qualities that are associated with being feminine. So you want to have grace, you want to have gentleness, you want to be nurturing. Nurturing means that you care for things, you care for things. It might be a pet, it might be a garden, it might be your husband, it might be your children. You care for them. That's feminine. Like calling your daughter out of her name is not feminine. Calling your kids out of their name is not feminine. Like we need feminine and masculine in this world. We need women to exude femininity just as much as we need men to exude masculinity. So anybody who's outside of that box, that's their business. But you're probably exuding one or the other. So another trait is to nurture self-expression and well-being. So your self-expression is kind of like the things you like to do, like basically dressing. Like dressing is self-expression. Doing art is self-expression. Anything that you do that's creative. You might like to go to the studio. You might like to do music. So some men like that Judge Judy type, maybe sugar bearish. Well, I feel like all men need a little bit of. Now, wait a minute. All men need a little bit of roughness. They need a little bit of spunk. All of y'all need a little bit of spunk. So definitely some men like the Judge Judy type, but at the same time, the ones who say that they don't, they just want somebody that they can control, and then they end up not liking her any damn way. Because she's not the one that they're chasing. They're chasing the one that they can't hardly control, because when he tries his bullshit, she turns into Judge Judy. So it's not about being like a pushover or anything. It's just about having grace, having gentleness, having nurturing in you. Have some self-expression. So tomorrow, find a way to express yourself. It might be with what you wear. Like right now, I got on some bright green stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like my pants are like satin, and like I like how satin feels. Like it's just what I'm into. So for me, clothing is a way of expressing myself. Art is another way. I'm trying to give you guys ideas, but I don't know which way you like to express yourself. Who knows? You might like to do poetry, but find time and do that for yourself. So I'm about to give you some more ways to like be real feminine. So you want to have like a certain way of dressing. So that means that you got to spend time in the mirror. You don't want to just get up and go. You don't want to get up and only have like 20 minutes to get dressed. That's not long enough. That's not long enough. Because imagine you brush your teeth for 5 minutes. Skincare. Skincare, let's only give that 5 minutes. That's half of your time already. What if you can't find a certain something? It's just like you just need to put time into you, and that's how you are feminine. Like for real, I could teach a person a lot about just being a feminine person. So your clothing styles, sometimes you just want to buy things that to you feel like, say you're a 35-year-old woman, say you are a 45-year-old woman. You might want to get something that makes you feel like elegant. Who knows? Like, I don't know. I don't know what makes you feel how, because I'm like, I only can talk about myself. So for me, I can actually tell you about you too. Because I know in general what clothing styles are like good for feminine. It's kind of like lace, satin. Like I said, I'm in love with satin myself. I do like a little bit of lace, pastels, florals. So that means like stuff with flowers on it. That stuff is very feminine. I'm not into flowers. I can't stand flowers. Sorry to comment. I like to dress very exclusive when I'm alone with who I need to be alone with, child. Yeah. That's what you got to do. That Aaliyah TLC type shit is fitting on some chicks. Thank you for your comments. So a few more tips about being feminine. You're listening to Maybe I Can't Relate. I'm your host, Anni Loc. And stay tuned and keep listening, you guys. I'm telling y'all about feminine traits. And I'm actually straining my voice. Let me calm it down some. Have I been yelling? Have I been cussing somebody out or what? Like, I sound like, and you know what? I used to love going to the studio and I sound like this, though. Because I think I sound like a mobster. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway, like, being feminine is about your clothing styles. So it's about how you feel. So like I said, if you're being gentle, you're going to feel a lot more feminine. It's about your grooming. So you got to do your skincare, manicures, and that's going to make you feel more feminine and just feel better about yourself. Like, I got to go get mine tomorrow, obviously. I'm not even hiding it. I keep showing my hands and then I keep looking at them like, oh my God, I've been trying to get these nails off though. Like, it's been crazy. This last set that I had, I got a balance on it twice. And like, I had a balance on it twice. And I was like, the next time I go, I'm getting a fresh set. I don't want no more balances. So anyway, good posture. Good posture. You want to avoid fidgeting. I'm not that good at that, but I do know about it. I could literally teach charm school. Self-care to nurture your mind. You need to have self-care, and it's to nurture your body and your soul. That means that you run bath water. That means that you light candles. That means that you close the door. That means that you put time aside for yourself. It's not always about answering the phone and doing what everybody else wants you to do. You can't be feminine in that energy. That's the running around, running rampant energy. That's the looking tired at the store energy. That's the cussing people out in traffic and energy. And you don't want to get shot. You can't beat them up. Relax. But it's easier said than done. It's about time management. So like, manage your time enough. Certain things, if you can make time for that, And it sounds harsh. Like, if you can make time for that, you can make time for yourself. If you can make time for your friend to go sit in the car with her for 2 hours, you can make time for yourself. So have good self-care to nurture your mind, your body. Put on a little sound bath, or something like that. Meditate. Some people like meditations. Some people like hobbies. I think I'm about to take up horseback riding, just to give y'all a little bit of information about me. Just giving y'all a little bit of my personality sometimes. I can tell y'all a little bit about my life. So I will keep y'all updated on how that goes if I end up going to become an equestrian a little bit more. So somebody said I put my phone on D&D and take long bubble baths with candles surrounding the bathroom. And that's exactly what you have to do. That's what it's about. That's being a woman right there. That's being a woman. So you have to have a positive mindset. That can help a lot with your positive mindset. You have to practice gratitude. You have to. It's essential. Like, gratitude is the attitude. If you start with gratitude in the morning, it changes so much about your day. Like, it can change so much when you just start with the attitude of, like, let me think of 10 things I'm grateful for. Like, you could just be grateful that you have hot sauce. I'm grateful that I got these curtains before they sold out. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. Then you start noticing things that really matter, because you want to kind of just start, some people like to list them in a journal. If you're into journaling, that could be like the time where you sit, and that could be the kind of thing you put in your journal. Like, I'm going to put 10 things that I'm grateful for. And on my website, I am going to be offering a 10-day reset. So I'm going to be doing a 10-day reset after my birthday, which is July 29th. I'm going to be doing a 10-day reset. And it's kind of like just a spiritual reprogramming. And you guys are welcome. You're welcome to join me and do it with me. And I'm going to be giving you the instructions on, like, exactly how to do the 10-day reset. And it's going to be pretty dope. Like, it's going to be so cool. But let me go ahead and give you some more feminine traits. Feminine, what can I call it? Some more ways to be feminine. Okay. Let me give you some more ways to be feminine. So we talked about having a positive mindset. We talked about practicing gratitude and find joy in simple things. Be grateful for simple things. Sometimes it can help you to remember, like, when you didn't have those certain things. Maybe you're reunited with your family. Think of a time when you were not around them. So it's important to, like, be in the moment and appreciate the simple things. If it's sunny outside, appreciate it, because yesterday it was raining and you couldn't sit out here. Just be grateful. And it helps a lot. It just attracts more positive also. When you have a positive mind state, it attracts more positive. So another way to be very feminine is to be authentic. Be authentically you. Nothing can be authenticity when you're not trying to be like nobody else. You're not copying anybody else. You're not trying to find nobody else to be. Drake said it best. I ain't trying to find nobody else to be. Just be yourself. That authenticity and being an individual instead of trying to fit into a certain box. That's feminine, being an individual. Because it's something very beautiful and childlike about that you want to always embody authenticity. Like, never, and authenticity got to be real too. Like authenticity is kind of like what the 10-day reset is about. It's like about getting back to who you are and just not ever losing touch with that person. Or if you have lost touch with that person, like, I'm going to help guide you back there. And I'm looking forward to it also. Set boundaries. Say no. You got to be able to say no and protect your energy. Got to be able to know when you're available to do something and when you're not available to do something. You got to be able to choose yourself. Just like you have to make a choice. If your friend needs something, your friend need a ride, but your kid needs a ride from school. You're going to choose your kid. So sometimes if you already have something planned, just because somebody else needs something, that does not mean that you have to stop, because at this point, that's when people say, I break my back. I break my back to do this. You shouldn't be breaking your back for nobody. You shouldn't be giving out more than you can afford to give out in the first place. That's very important. And that is a part of being feminine because, like I said, when you wear yourself thin, you don't have energy for anything else. When you wear yourself thin, what can you do? When you wear yourself thin, you have an attitude. When you wear yourself thin, it's not anything feminine about that. It's very masculine. It's very survival mode. Very survival mode. So another way to be very feminine is to have emotional intelligence. And that's something that you need to develop. You got to develop the ability to understand and manage emotions. That means that you don't fly off the handle in public. You might want to say you don't do it in private. Like, everybody gets mad. Everybody gets mad. Now, when it crossed the line into that narcissism, like that narcissism, people like to use that word when you kind of hide your temperament and who you are from others. But the reality is, like, we are who we are. Everybody gets upset sometimes. And you got to know how to manage your emotions. Upset. You got to know how to manage your emotions. Like, that's maturity. That's when a person can know, I'm looking at a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm storming out the room. I'm slamming the door. I'm looking at a kid. Like, you're a child if you're doing that. So as a woman, you should do the things that a woman would do. And unfortunately, some people grow up and they're still behaving like children. They're still behaving in an immature manner. And that's unfortunate for them because that actually doesn't get you anywhere. So that's really reflective of a person who hasn't learned many lessons. They're repeating. If you don't learn a lesson in life, you're going to repeat that lesson over and over again. So that's showing me that you're repeating the same lesson again and again and again. That's what it should be showing you. So I hope you learned something about being feminine on today's show. I hope you learned a little bit about Ozempic. And this is not a sponsored video or podcast about Ozempic or nothing like that, or any other drugs that were mentioned. This is all just, for entertainment purposes and for chit chat and for girl talk, because maybe I can't relate. It is an all women's podcast. And I do cater to women's topics, women's issues, and the things that women like to talk about. So that's what we're doing here. And if it's not the things that you like to talk about, then maybe you're not a woman. No, I'm just playing. But we like a lot of people trying to figure out how to be more feminine. And I just gave y'all a lot of tips and stuff like that. A couple more is to just be like humorous, playful, not be all uptight and, losing yourself to the world in order to fit an image. That's being feminine. It is. Being humorous is being feminine and playful. I didn't say goofy and stupid. Okay. So somebody's protesting that women need to learn to be quiet in my comments. And I got the power to make you be quiet. So don't get too jazzy out there. Amanda. Shout out to Amanda out there. What's up, Amanda? What's up, Amanda? Let me read your comment. I wonder if you could do a topic on women enabling their man, then not liking what they made. I'm so stuck, girl, but I made him this way. What now? Sure, I think that I can definitely take note of that questionnaire and we can speak about that. Like, we can definitely talk about that on a future show, possibly next show. And thank you for tuning in, Amanda. I wish I could touch on it a little bit right now, but I only got 5 minutes left on this episode, or maybe I can't relate, which is sponsored by King's Castle ENT. You can find King's Castle ENT, which is the fastest growing entertainment company in the state of Florida. You can find King's Castle ENT at kingscastleent.com, of course. So women enabling their man. I would need more context on that, really, like enabling him. So okay, cool. Shout out to Oregon. I would love to have you as a guest on the show. You could definitely come up. We can chit chat and chop it up. So I'll make sure I reach out to you after we get off of here. Or the owner. You know, my people have to do stuff. Like, I'm not that savvy with this platform that we're using. You know, shout out to everybody that's listening on StreamYard, though. Shout out to BFAM 109.6 because, you know, maybe I can't relate is right here. Just giving y'all information, seeing if maybe you can relate, and just trying to help women relate to other women, trying to help women relate to the life that they're navigating through right now, because we are navigating through it. And, you know, all right, perfect. You sent the email. Perfect. So yeah, I hope y'all was able to get some tips today and learn a little bit about being feminine, you know, having spontaneity, allowing yourself to be joyful. You know, you have to release. You have to let go of the need for control. That's a big one about being feminine, especially in the presence of your man. Like, in the presence of a man, you have to just be able to release and just go with the flow. You have to be able to go with the flow, you know? And when you're in your own space, just be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with your objects. Be gentle with your space. Like incense, keep it smelling good. Keep it nice. Keep it clean. You know, keep yourself in something that whatever fabric feels good to you. You know, some of y'all like lace. Some of y'all like to wear shit with flowers all over it. That ain't my thing. But, you know, get your manicures. You know, do whatever it is that helps you to feel good about you. Dance, stretch, sing, you know, hum along to your music, do all of that type of stuff. So he's laughing because I said be very gentle with yourself, but he's thinking dirty. And it's nothing dirty about femininity. Femininity is the exact opposite. So while the boys are out playing with frogs, and catching toads and, you know, catching crabs. Most of them had crabs. If you listen to their stories, a lot of men had crabs for some reason. They claim they got it from mattresses and shit. Y'all notice that? But see, this show ain't supposed to be talking about all these men. I'm decentering men. I'm not going to go there with them. But yes, be gentle with yourselves. Definitely. And another thing I want you to do is tune in next week. I'm going to stop yelling at you. I'm sorry. Tune in next week. Maybe I can't relate.
Okay, close that door, baby. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. You are now listening to an all women's podcast. Maybe I can't relate.